Hey guys, we're back for episode 10 of our podcast. I'm Mackenzie,
I'm Raylan.
and today we have not really a special episode, but a different episode. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we kind of forgot that we posted the first one in August of 2023. So
2025 now. So we've had the podcast for over
over a year.
year.
We were looking back. We were coming up with an idea for this podcast. We're like, what should we talk about? And we looked back. And we realized that the one closest to our year mark was the one that we made with Max. That was a year since the first one. And we were going to do oh my gosh, year special. The first episode was posted in August. So we're going to do a little recap of us in the beginning of the podcast and us now. It's been a year and almost a half. Give us 2 more months and then we get a year and a half.
Yep.
So we're going to just give a little update. We have some questions that we're going to answer from the perspective of us starting versus our perspective now.
Yes. Is your mic on? Yes. Sorry, I'm so paranoid. We'll go through a whole episode and the mics are not.
That's luckily never happened to us.
Yes, and that's something different. We didn't have mics in the beginning.
That's so true, actually.
Now we have these little tiny mics.
Also, back in the OG car, one of our episodes was filmed in a different vehicle and it flopped really bad. So.
Yeah, and then we did our last episode in a different car as well, but it did good.
Which car did we film that in?
My mom's.
Oh yeah, we did film it in your
Crazy.
mom's.
In the garage. Now we're outside in the car.
Back in the world.
Yes. This is the time. Time to be alive.
Crazy? The first episode we ever filmed, we filmed it because we were waiting for Emma with her dance call.
Yes.
And today is Emma's dance show.
Emma has a dance
with her
show.
Friends right now. Everyone wish her luck right now.
Yes.
This will probably be posted a
great.
week after the dance show, but
that's okay. She's gonna do great.
Semi-announcement. Not that we have ever been consistent with how we post, but there will be a small hiatus between this episode and the next one.
Yes.
So really soak in the contents of this episode because there's going to be a little bit of a gap.
Yes. The next live episode, because my desire is to edit the best moments of the podcast so far, because we have 10 episodes, so many great, funny, cute moments. So hopefully that comes out as well. But yes, we will be on a 5-month hiatus.
It doesn't work out. The timing. Her spring break is different than my spring break. I have the ACT.
Yeah.
I have to get my license. There's so much going on. I'm a busy girl.
Yes.
She's a busy girl. We also currently reside in different states.
Yes.
But over summer we will lock back in. So just be patient, please.
So many episodes in the summertime.
Yes.
So many.
Once a week. Ooh.
Let's not.
1 a month.
1 a month. Yes.
And then we'll have one saved for August.
Exactly.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Let's begin. August 2023 versus now. Let's talk about our age first, because I feel like age plays a big part in how we answer these questions.
Yes.
So how old were you when we made the first podcast episode?
16.
I was 15, I think. Yeah, I was, because it was right before she turned 17.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now?
18.
I'm 17. I'm older than she was when we started.
Which is insane. Insane, because, wow. I think we look different, too.
I agree.
You had different glasses.
I did have different glasses. I love these glasses now. These, I think, are my favorite glasses I've ever had.
I had different hair. My hair went through so many phases.
Yes, we were looking at the videos. She had a random bob face, and because we stopped posting for 3 months, it was long again next episode.
It was long, and it was brown. Now it's medium.
Yes. Was it red last episode?
It was. Just red, yeah.
Yes.
Now it's back to normal.
Yeah. It took a second to die.
Yep.
It's okay.
But now we're back.
We are so back. Don't even worry about it.
Back.
Okay. Maybe I think we need to adjust the order of the questions we put them in, because it's one really heavy hitter and then it's what's your major? So let's do major first.
Okay.
So we both went to a performing arts school, and my major was and is still orchestra.
My major was piano. Now I'm out of that. And in college, I'm doing communications, digital media, and journalism. So
what a switch.
Nothing
to do with piano.
Nothing. Thank goodness. Piano should have stayed a hobby. It was too intense.
Going to an art school is really a lot.
It is.
Applause to everyone that goes to our school, because for real, it's hard. It's hard out here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I went to a regular school so that I would be number 1 in my class. It's a genuine thought.
Everyone is so academically like competitive.
They are so incredibly locked in.
Guys,
I have a 4.6 GPA right now, and I'm 20th in my school. At other schools, I would be number one hard hitter. Like, what do you mean? It's okay, though. I'm not salty about it.
she's not. She's coped with it.
I'm calm.
She's fine.
Yeah, doesn't worry about it. So,
obviously,
our podcast has been a lot about relationships and love. Let's talk about our periods of love, of crushes, of talking.
Yes.
From August 2023 to now.
When we first
knew
started,
you knew us also. So
yes.
Please don't judge us for the things we're about to say. We listen and we do not judge.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we don't judge you guys.
Yeah.
And we know most of the viewers. Actually, we don't.
That's great. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's kind of scary. Anyways, we were both single when we started the podcast.
That's true. How long were you single for, really?
After starting the podcast, I was single for a month, and I was with someone for a very long time. Gone. Senior year, I was basically single the rest of the semester, and then a few situationships and talking stages, and now I am married. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, just kidding. I'm in a serious relationship.
She has a man, guys.
I do have a man. He's a man.
I don't like this song.
Okay.
Sorry. Not the point.
Continue.
At the time, I was single. I had a really big, fat, major crush on someone, though.
Wait. Oh, whatever.
She knows who it is. It's really embarrassing.
Sorry.
It lasted actually for like a little bit too long. I'm still recovering. But I have not had any talking stages. Situationships, I would also say no. I don't believe in that. I don't do those.
I don't believe in
There
that.
have been moments where I thought I liked people that liked me, and then I was like, no. And then everything was solved. So I feel like my dating history is pretty clean. That's my little pride and joy. You guys can't hold anything against me. You can't be like, I had her. Nuh-uh. Oh, sorry.
Bragging about being single. Sorry.
It's just my choice.
I'd be prideful and joyful.
It's my choice. You make your choice. I make mine.
If I was you, but I'm happy.
Yeah. She's in a very happy relationship. I have not personally met anyone that I think would fulfill me that like that, so I choose to keep myself alone. Thank you very much.
Everyone's different.
I agree.
Hashtag need that.
So are our dating pools. If you saw my options, you would also be single. I fear. Anyways. Okay. Let's talk about some things that we've learned through each other through the podcast, because I feel like obviously we've been friends for a very long time, but like we've never like talked in depth about all of this stuff as much as we do now.
Yeah.
Because we really have delved into every single area of relationships for like an hour long each. So I feel like, what have we learned from each other?
I think I've learned, biggest thing, Ow! Someone just texted me!
That was a crazy message.
Anyways.
Anyway.
I have learned that, from Mackenzie, this is no credit to a guy. This is purely Mackenzie. During one of the episodes, she was like, we were talking about when to say I love you. And I said I would never say it when I'm upset or when I get into an argument. She's like, that is the one thing that I would do.
Yeah,
you were saying that. That is one thing.
That's the one thing I'm willing to say.
And now, my perspective totally changed after that. And that is literally all I say. And I think I say I love you a lot more to, like, my family and people that I do love. So, yeah.
I'm so glad I could affect you in that way.
Yeah, thank you.
I think one thing I've learned from Raylan is just, like, I've met her in the middle a little bit with my standards, perhaps. Not my standards, because my standards are still standing tall and strong. But, like, I have a very, like, independent girl boss queen view on like dating, and Raylan has introduced me to a world of maybe trusting people every once in a while and like, you know, like being kind to others, something like that. So
she's a liar. She's so kind. She's very kind.
I'm nice to people, but like I have been very like not anti-dating, but I've just been pretty like not interested in it. but she has opened my heart to possibilities. Not that
Mhm.
I'm actively searching for people, but just like,
Guys, before you get
guys,
excited.
the line is not open. Please do not enter. But like, it's just like I understand it a little bit more now from like the perspective of someone who's been in a relationship. And I realize it's not as horrible as it sounds.
It can be good.
Yes, for
It
some
can be
people
happy.
it can be.
It can be healthy.
Yes, not always, but some it can
It
be.
can be.
So yeah, I feel like that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, individually, I feel like I've learned a lot about myself also from like these, because like maybe this is a bad thing. I don't think before I speak on these videos. So like when you ask me questions, when you ask me questions, like I just kind of like what, even if I have never thought about the question before, like my brain will just like start spewing, and it has made me realize a lot of things about myself, because I'll say things I'm like, whoa, didn't even know that, didn't know that lived in here. But it's just like I feel like talking about it so in depth like has like made me think of things like I've never thought of before, and it's like made my opinions on them stronger.
Mm-hmm. I would say that as well. I think I've learned more. I think how to take into like everything into account, because before I feel like I was like so biased with like everything. Oh, there's a kid behind the curtain.
Oh, you guys can totally see them. I was about to say, I hope you guys can't see them.
Anyways, you didn't see that. I feel
don't
like
expose their faces, guys. If you know them, don't tell them.
Anyways, I feel like I've learned I think I've learned a lot from you as well with standards. And I feel like I was very much, because I was like, I'm sharing this advice. I'm not like directly giving it to people to take, but I'm sharing this advice, and I should probably take my own advice.
I feel like that was another thing. Like I felt like at first, like to me, it was just like us talking.
Yeah.
But I feel like the more that we talk, like the more that I actually benefit from this little experience. So for anyone who thinks that it's cringe that we do this, mind your beeswax, because it's a learning experience.
Click off the video.
Yeah, hater. You're giving us views anyway, so what the heck?
It was already added. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now?
Now our algorithm's even higher. Like, what the heck?
But yeah, I would say that as well. Like, because Mackenzie's was like learning to be more open, but for me was to be more, still hold my standards up.
More
and I
selective.
think and I think I got very lucky with the person I'm with now, because when I do have those standards and they're met, I'm not like, oh my gosh,
guys,
wait a minute. But I feel like Mackenzie definitely has always been an example of how to keep the standards high.
Mine have always been really high, so
yeah, mine have grown. So
I'm glad for you. Now they're like 12 feet tall.
I know.
We're so up.
We are so up.
Okay.
So back.
Anyways. Okay. Let's talk about our hopes for what our futures looked like when we were in like the beginning of our podcast, like what we wanted the podcast to do, like how we wanted to be in the future versus how we are like right now. Like where did you see yourself now versus how you actually are now?
I think for the podcast, I was just like, I just want to have fun, because we always talked about, we'd always text these amazing podcast ideas and we never did them. And then when we got to do them, it was just so much fun. And I think it was just to have fun and to do something with Mackenzie, just to hang out. And then I think it, to what it is now, it's something so, it's still so fun. But it's also like we take it seriously, guys.
Yeah, no,
you did not understand. We were in my room. We were typing. I got my laptop out. I was typing all the questions up. It was great.
Yeah,
and it's strategic as well. And I especially like people like appreciate it, which I think is so funny, because I was just like, oh, our friends will just watch it, but then like people from like our schools, or like even like some of my family,
guys,
I'm like, thank you.
One of my friends that I made in English this year had watched the podcast before I knew her. And she was like, aren't you friends with Raylan? What do you mean? And she was like, I see your podcast. You know way too much about me. Like, whoa. It's just like, I agree. Like, it started off like really fun. Obviously, it's still really fun. Yeah. Like, this is never gonna,
I think it's
never gonna turn into a career for us.
I think it's just a side thing. And I think it's been so like interesting, because I feel like I talked a lot so much and you were still getting into the groove of it. And I feel like We've grown. And there's a
I
healthy
agree.
balance.
This has helped me a lot with, like, I would say I'm not, like, super incredibly introverted, but I'm very shy when it comes to, like, meeting people and about, like, just things in general. This has, like, helped me grow a little bit in that, because one of my friends in chem, if she's watching this, hey girl, but one of my friends in chem told me that she was gonna watch it, and I got really embarrassed, and she watched it, and then she was like, it was so funny, and, like, I feel like when people tell me that, like, they watched at the beginning, I was like, oh, but, like, now when they tell me they watched it, I'm like, oh, that's so cool, like, did you like it? Like, I feel like it just helps me, like, grow with, like, my ability to, like, share my life and, like, speak in front of other people.
Yes. I think my hopes for the future at that time was to find a college that I really liked and to be, I don't know. I think I also imagined myself, I think I just really didn't know where I wanted to go. But now that I'm like, I do have a set college that I do enjoy going to, I think that's an accomplishment. But it's still rough, but I think I was just imagining like, oh, this is all gonna be like so much fun, and like everything's gonna just like I'm gonna be the same person, but I'm just gonna like keep going. But I feel like I'm a completely different person, and I think that's a great thing. So
I agree. I feel like sorry guys,
she feels sick.
I feel like at the beginning I was definitely trying to navigate a lot of, like, my friendships with people. That was, like, not hard for me, but, like, when we first started it, like, I was having a lot of conflict with people. Not, like, outward, like, oh, we're fighting all the time, arguing, but it was just, like, it was, like, the sophomore year, like, weird, like, everyone falls out for some reason type of year, and that was, like, really weird for me because it was the beginning of the year, so in my head, I was like, everything's gonna be dandy, I'm gonna be friends with these people for the rest of my life, like, sophomore year won't get to us, like, nothing will happen. Anyways, but, like, I feel like now I've definitely navigated it better. I've learned to put my time into people that I actually like feed my soul, you know? Because, like, at the time, I liked my friend group a lot, but, like, slowly as we started progressing, like, episode 3 and episode 4, like, I was starting to get very drained of, like, not everyone that was around, but just, like, certain people and, like, certain ways that people were acting. But now I feel like I am better at, like, prioritizing people that, like, are very good for me, you know? Also, I've, like, found my crowd, like, I'm way more adjusted to high school, because I feel like freshman year, like, is not enough to, like, fully get you locked in with your school, especially because freshman year was, like, adjusting to, like, school, like, the curriculum. Sophomore year was, like, social and, like, crowds and, like, cliques and stuff. But I feel like now I'm very adjusted and I'm very comfortable in, like, who I hang out with, what I do, the time I spend with people.
Yes. I think also one thing of mine was like, I think before I really wanted to just be in a relationship, I think that was something that was so like on my mind. Of course, now that I'm in like a healthy relationship, it's just like I want to be in a relationship with that specific person.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be with anybody.
It's more about the person.
Exactly. I feel like that was such a bad mindset, and throughout like the podcast, it was just like it, and like after like I feel like it's so like, and after like recording podcast episodes and like stuff like that, it's just like it's totally different. Like relationships, my view on relationships is totally different because like you said, it's not about just the relationship itself, it's the person. So I think that's changed the most.
I also think one thing I changed, like, relationship, I guess, like, okay, we've established that my standards are high, but, like, you know those, like, cliche, like, teenage movies where, like, the nerd is like, I would never date the bad boy, and then, like, she falls in love with him. Like, it was very, like, for me, like, a lot of my crushes were people that did not fit my standards, so I wouldn't date them, but I would still, like, pay attention to them. I was not leading anyone on, don't play with me, but, like, I would still, like, look for them, whatever. Like, I feel like now I'm better at, like, matching. Like, I feel like now everything syncs better, and I'm done with, like, the weirdos. Like, I can't anymore. Not, like, in a bad way, but just, like, the people that I would not work with, I've moved on. I'm like, that is not who God wants for you, sister. Move away. Turn your eye. I feel like I'm better at it now.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that.
Thank you.
I agree. Self-reflection.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm done. Okay. Standards and personnel, that, like, kind of ties in. I feel like my standards are pretty much the same.
I feel like
my actual standards are the same.
Yeah. I feel like my standards have grown a lot. especially just talking about it like with Mackenzie. And yeah, I feel like they've grown a bunch instead of, like I said before, being with someone just to be with someone, but being with someone because you actually love them. So
I feel like one thing I will say, my standards for myself have changed. Like, my standard of, like, being, like, not obviously that, like, your only purpose is to, like, be someone's significant other, but I
Right.
feel like my image of myself in a relationship has changed. Like, I see myself, like, I've adjusted, not my lifestyle, but, like, I have become a person that I feel like I would be comfortable, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, if my friend were to be like, oh, I'm dating somebody, and they described who I am now versus who I used to be, like, I would be much happier for them, like, if they were dating someone like me now. Like, I feel like I am someone who I would be, like, happy that someone else is, like, with. I feel like I would be a better girlfriend now, if that makes sense.
I would say that, like, I would say because I'm becoming an adult, or I'm the age of an adult, and I'm still, like, navigating it, I feel like I have much higher standards, like getting a job and like and like figuring out what I want to do. And I think in that as well, like, I've grown to know myself a lot more. I feel like in high school I was like, this friend group and this person that I like, that's my personality. But now I feel like I have my own personality because I go to my own school. I'm doing all these other things individually. Like, even though, like, I miss my family so much, like, it was such a shift, like, just learning things about myself. So I think that's something different that between then and now with standards of myself.
I agree. I feel like we both matured a lot in the ways that we needed. Because I feel like she was strong in things that I was really, really weak in, and I feel like I was strong in things that, like, she was not as strong as I wasn't. So I feel like now, like, from learning from each other, we have grown a lot. Like, we merged, like, interlinked. Like, I feel like I'm much more, like, sensitive now, not in a bad way, but just, like, more, like, emotionally in tune. Like, I feel like I've learned a lot about, like, through Raylan about, like, how to handle, like, interacting with other people, and I feel like it's helped me grow in the way that, like, I was not growing before.
I would say the same about you, though, because I feel like I took things a lot more. I was so sensitive to things, but then you, like, it, like, strengthened me talking to you, so I feel like we found a balance.
We balance each other out.
Why are we married?
I feel like the problem was, at first, like, our balance was, like, we were friends and, like, we balanced each other out in that way, but I now feel like since we spend, like, even more time together now, like, our personalities have, like, started morphing. Like,
yeah.
I feel like it goes in a good way, though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else.
And it also brings out the differences.
That's
like,
true.
being around each other brings out the differences.
Yeah, because we're definitely still different people.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, the parts that, like, we needed to think about a little harder, we started thinking, like...
started reflecting, actually.
Okay, we answered this question in our first ever episode, and it was what our dream date is. And we thought it would be a silly little idea just to, like, bring it back, see how our ideas have changed.
We did not know.
We were not prepared for that question, I'm not gonna lie to you.
We were not.
I can't tell if I need to cough or not.
Okay, take your time.
Thanks. I think in the first episode I said, like a mix of, like, whatever me and the other person liked, which I feel like was, like, a cop-out answer. Whatever we both like is cool.
Whatever we both like, it's fine.
But, like, I feel like now, ideal date, right? Locked in. I feel like I would not date someone that I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go on a date with someone I don't know. Blind dates, like, are really scary to me. Like,
blind dates, I would never go on a blind date.
So I feel like I would want to do, like, a picnic or something, because I really like the sun. I don't care about any part of nature, to be honest. I love the grass. Like, I don't care. I just like being in the sun. Like, that's my favorite thing ever. So I feel like anything outside, like, picnic would be really fire. And then, like, that one thing, like, where you paint each other, but it's, like, really horrible.
Yes,
like, that's my type of thing.
Yes. For me, I really like nights out. I feel like just, like, a night out is super fun. I went stop. I actually went on the perfect date, in my opinion. I think I did.
That's enough. She's done.
Stop! No. I went on a date. I went to go. Imagine it's not with the person I went with.
Perfect date.
Yeah,
3 years
perfect
ago.
date. I would just say, so we went to sushi and then we went mini golfing. That was so much fun.
That was fun.
Because just get to talk and all the funny little interactions. And people watching is something that I like to do on dates as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like, not like it's like a full date or whatever, but I feel like cafe, like just get a drink and you just like sit and talk. Like I feel like that's really fire, in my opinion.
Yeah. Just a lot of like, because I feel like it's just perfect for like who I am right now, because I just enjoy sitting down, enjoying a meal, and then just having fun.
Yeah.
Like after, I feel like that's just a good balance for me.
I feel like also first date, like people watching is good because like it can like show you how the other person views people. Because I'm like, if you view people in a really evil way, like it's gonna come out when we're people watching.
Like if they see an old person, they're like, they're gonna die soon. Like, okay, I've never interacted with someone who's like
point
that.
of view. We were people watching. She was like 10 points.
No. Everyone does that though. Everyone does that. They do. They do, Mackenzie. Don't do this to me.
We listen, we don't judge, I guess.
Perfect date. Okay, yes. That was yes.
Okay.
Sidetracked.
Okay. This is more about like the podcast. Oh, there's a girl walking home from school right now, and I thought you could see her in the video, but you can't. Okay, fine. Okay. What our favorite episode / like moment on the podcast was, what our favorite topic was, whatever. I feel like favorite episode as a whole, I think, was the one we did with Max. I just like having like another point of view, because I feel like, no, relax. I feel like this might make me sound like a narcissist, but my favorite part of that episode was the end when he was asking us questions that he wanted to know, and we were like kind of explaining like our thought process.
Yeah.
Because I love talking, number one. Yeah. And number two, like I feel like it brings like a new perspective to our, because like those were questions like I would have never. I pointed like he's behind us. He had some questions.
He's in the trunk.
Like he was asking questions like I would not have thought to ask Raylan. Yeah. And I like don't really think about that often, so I feel like it just was nice to like bring a new opinion to the podcast. Guys, eventually someone else will make
someone else will.
I don't know who yet,
we
but
don't
someone
know
else will be here.
Yeah, someone else will. I think that's good. I really liked the icks. What is an ick?
The rock climbing.
That one. The zip lining. It's anyways. I just love those kinds of like fun episodes where we can say the most outlandish things.
I agree. I feel like that was our funniest episode, perhaps. Cause like that's so like us. Like that's like such like the raw form of us.
That's just us. That's why I just love it so much. And I'd say like my favorite moments is just, I think I also liked When You Know, and the first episode when I name dropped. And I had to edit that whole entire thing just for that section.
I feel like I don't miss them because like obviously I feel like we have grown a lot, but I feel like I miss like our older episodes when it was just like kind of us hanging out. Like I like the episodes where it kind of just feels like we don't really have a topic, like we're just talking for no reason. Like I feel like those are like my favorite to like rewatch. Yeah, because it just is so us.
And
like,
we just smack a title.
Yes, like it feels like I'm hanging out with us all over again. Like it's great. But I feel like productivity wise, it was definitely the one with Max. I feel like that one was fire.
Yeah. I also I really liked When You Know. That one was structured as well. Good.
I feel like when we structure them, like they end up so good, but then they're so long. Yeah. If you ever see an episode get posted, it's like an hour and a half. Like we probably have a template.
Guys,
like,
I have a hack for you. I should have said this in the beginning because half of you are probably gone. I rewatch these episodes. Like I rewatch them back. I love listening to myself talk.
I don't actually. I disagree. I don't like hearing my voice on camera.
I'm just kidding. I was joking. It was a joke.
No, I love talking, but like on the recording, I'm like, I sound silly.
I listen to the podcast in 2 times speed.
That's really fun.
And it goes by, and you can still understand everything.
Yeah, because we do low-key talk slow.
We do kind of talk slow, but that's okay.
I feel like usually I talk fast, but like when we sit down from the camera, like I feel like I have to like slow down a little bit. Yeah. So like, what if the mic doesn't pick up like when I'm like jumping over words?
Yeah. Fave fave moment? Do you have a fave moment?
I'm trying to think.
I think every time we scream into the mic, it's so bad because it crackles and
when we have to do the headphone warning every time. Every episode there's a headphone warning. Genuinely, hands down.
Sorry guys. Very sorry about that.
It's because every time like we pick a topic, it usually has something to do with something we've already gone through in our lives.
And that we're passionate about.
Yeah, so that's why we start screaming.
Yeah. So, not our problem. That's
genuinely problem. Like, if you don't want to hear a scream, just like lower the volume a little bit.
2x speed. I told you.
Yeah. I think those are my favorite moments. I like the one I like when you were describing your time to Max and you're talking about the Dorito back.
That wasn't even okay. Whatever.
That was a misunderstanding. I just thought it was funny.
I just like shoulders.
Okay, fair enough. I respect you. I just thought it was really
They're
funny.
just like so cute.
What was that?
Like, never mind. Just like patting her shoulder. Someone just biked by. Anyways.
He was coming straight at us and I was like, that's the worst part. When we filmed the first one and there were a bunch of jazz kids from our school on the other side of the sidewalk. What? Red string theory!
That is insane. Anyways. Yeah, our first episode, there were just a bunch of like jazz kids outside.
Red string theory, guys. That's crazy.
Anyways.
Everyone's connected.
Everyone is. Yeah.
Okay. Now for the serious closing out of our podcast. We have 2 more. The next one.
The episode.
Oh,
you keep saying podcast.
Whole podcast is done.
We're not ending.
We're leaving. Completely.
Just going
We're
hiatus.
archiving every podcast. You guys can never see these again. Sorry. Anyways, end of the episode.
Yes.
And end of this like little like portion, I guess, because we're taking a little break.
Yes.
Also, we're gonna try to eventually come up with a name. Like I truly
Yeah,
promise.
we do not have a name. If you guys have suggestions,
that's what we should say at the
pass
end of the
them
video,
over.
like ideas for our
Yes,
podcast. To
yes.
give you guys like a little warning to show you guys
yes.
what's coming next.
Yes.
But
yes.
on a less positive note, how toxic do you think you were versus now? On a scale of 1 to 10 when we started versus now.
Yes.
And this isn't like relationships. We're not talking about
Ten
how
being the
toxic and
most-
evil we are as people. Like
Through the roof.
like that's not what we're referring to. Just how
Okay. Toxicity
not-
in relationships.
I feel like at the beginning sounds really bad. I was like probably a 7 in the way that I like my mindset was, which was why I was not dating anyone. I was very self-aware that I was a 7. I knew in my soul that I would probably not be very good to date. So I was like, let me not do that to someone. So I feel like I was very self-aware, but I was admittedly a 7. I was pretty I was myself at the time, that's for sure. But I feel like now we're like 4-3. Not in like a I want to be toxic way. There are just some things that take longer to like unlearn. And some things that come with like being in a relationship.
Yeah.
I can't fix everything if I don't have it like that's like if you're a teacher and you're like, let me fix my curriculum even though I've never taught kids before.
Yeah. I would say I was a solid 8. Not even joking. Maybe a 9.
Dang!
No. Yeah. I just like I was so obsessed with like I want to be in a relationship.
Okay.
I don't care who it is. That actually sounds so bad.
It's okay, you've grown.
I've learned.
We live and we learn.
Yeah.
The lighting just changed really
I know.
drastically.
Sorry guys. Sun is setting.
Yeah.
I think I just loved I loved love.
That's not a bad thing.
But I didn't love myself.
That's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing. But I feel like the more that I got hurt, the higher my standards got, the stronger like I felt in who I was, and like because there were some things that happened that I let slide. I would
Life-changing events.
I would never let those slide again. Like those were insane. But I feel so much like comfortable in my like own skin, and I know like what I want in relationship. And still like of course there's gonna be times where there's like difficulties, but I feel like I know how to handle them way better now. And I feel like my toxicity level has gone down to like solid 4.
That's good.
I think a 4 because obviously there's still some things like I need to work on, which like everyone does. But
I agree.
Personally, I think I've gone down pretty well.
I feel like I was gonna say an 8 at first, but I feel like I didn't want to rate myself that high because I never actually did anything technically. It was just like the way I thought. Yikes. Like I would not have at the time, like if you would have been dating me, sister, like your life would have been something else. But I feel like now like I've gone to a point where I'm like, I'm very satisfied with myself, obviously. Hashtag lit. But like I'm at a point now where I'm very like well-rounded, I guess, because at the time I was very strong in like respect myself, don't let anybody do whatever, like, but now I feel like I'm very well-rounded and like understanding and self-respect and self-love. Like it's come together.
Yes.
What was that?
Yes.
I feel like What's the Avenger?
Doctor Strange?
Yes! Wait. Like, that's how I feel right now.
Yes.
You guys get the reference?
Yes. I also, I think along with bringing the toxicity down, it also had to do with getting lucky, being with the right person. I think that helped a lot.
That's true. I feel like being with someone can really, like, heal parts of you.
Yes. And there's, like, so many things where, like, I'm now, like, oh my gosh, I need to look out for this, I need to look out for this. But then it's like, I literally don't.
It's not even there.
It doesn't even
exist. It's not happening.
What are you thinking? So.
Are we arguing?
Anyways, yes.
Shout out him for real.
Shout out him.
Shout out him.
This? He does.
Does he really? Shout out you, man.
Shout out you. I love you. Oh.
I'm not gonna say that. But shout out you regardless. Okay. Now, let's talk about some plans for the podcast. What do we want in the incoming year?
I think we need some new. I really want that pink microphone. But then also, these are so much fun.
I agree. And I feel like this works if we have a guest.
Yes.
Because then we can do the one in the front and
yes.
force them to talk into it.
Yes.
That's one of my goals. I really want more people on here.
Yes.
Not every week, because obviously this is the me and Braylon show. Don't get it twisted. But
yeah.
I just feel like there are some people, like, in our lives that, like, have experienced things that we have never experienced.
And they do so good. They do so good, yeah.
Also, some of our friends are incredibly funny. Even if it's not, like...
Who'd you bring? Dream guest on your podcast.
Dream guest on my podcast. I don't know. I feel like I would want to bring Emma. Mm-hmm. Fun fact. We filmed an episode with Emma. It was going to be like our third episode. It was really early on, and it would not upload.
It would not upload.
It was probably our longest episode,
Yes. It probably seems so evil of me. I swear to you guys, I tried everything I possibly could to upload that video. It would not work.
Long. It was like really long. It was like an hour and like 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, it was the longest episode we've ever filmed.
Yes.
It was our first guest ever. Emma was in here. We were eating frozen yogurt. Like, we were locked in.
Yeah.
And it would not upload.
Yeah. Tough times.
We've already had a scrapped video, guys. Like, it's bad. Wow.
That didn't do anything.
Kind of.
Anyway.
But I want to bring, like, more people on. I feel like dream guest? I want to bring Emma for sure. I'm trying to think of who else. I would want Logan, but, like, not in, like, for a relationship. I just want to hear him talk. Sometimes, like, there are some of our friends that I just need to let them, like, have free reign with a mic, and that's the whole episode. You know what I'd love? I'd love to have a celebrity on here. Imagine that. Imagine. Matthew Gray Goobler, if you're watching. Matthew Gray Goobler. Get in the car. Goob. Anyways. Goober Graham. Didn't Hannah and Kyle want to be on it, too? Yeah. I think a lot of our friends, like, a lot of our friends would really enjoy it. Friends, if you see this and you want to be on the podcast, hit us up and we'll put you on a list. Yes. And we'll spin a wheel every time we were going to bring a guest on. Yes, exactly. I would want Trin on here, too. Yeah. I just need to hear what she has to say. We talk about her so much. I know. Trin would say nobody knows who Trin is. Sorry, guys. We're gatekeeping. She'll get on here. Trinity will kind of an underrated artist. You wouldn't know her. She's also my beautiful wife. Anyways. Like, back off, guys. Anyways. That's enough. No more talking of Trinity. Anyways. Like, I don't know. What else do we do? Name. I want a name? We need a name. We do need a name. I want a logo. That. Okay. We'll work on that after we get the name. The logo's gonna take 2 more years. Yep. I also want to, like, not that I don't love talking about relationships every time we film one of these. I want to veer away from it just a little bit. Me too. I want to talk more about... flop. I know, they flop. You guys don't care about us when we're not talking about love. Something else about love. Right, like, I don't know if you guys all want to be our future husbands or what. Like, you guys are all I think they just like the drama and the personal information. Just like me, but like, dang. We're behind the camera. I want to venture into more, like, friendship stuff and, like, more, like, life-related things. Yes. Things that can be helpful outside of just dating. Because I feel like... mental health. Yes! I agree. How to balance, like, school and mental health. Yes. Prioritizing things and not prioritizing things. We should do an episode on, like, perfection. Because I feel like we have struggled with that before. Yes. Next, guys. Perfection. Yeah. New season of the podcast coming in the double digits. No more relationships. No. You guys don't get any more out of us. No more. You guys are done.
we are stable in that area of
Yeah.
our life. It's on to the next.
I'm boycotting you. I'm done. The next
Free
How about
us.
this? Pinky promise, guys. Next relationship video will be when I get in a relationship. That's your rule. If you
Yup.
pinky promise us, you're never allowed to watch an episode again.
Yeah.
So put your pinky out. Yeah.
Anyways.
I feel like I want to venture into more things.
Yes.
Stop only talking about relationships.
Yes.
And
I
maybe filming earlier in the day.
Yeah. When the sun doesn't go down.
I just can't wait for it to be summer so we can film these episodes at like 8 p.m. and we'll be fine.
Exactly.
Because that's why we were so lit at first. We could film so late and it'd be no problem. The sun's set in 40 minutes.
What time is it? It's like...
It's 5:05.
It's 5 o'clock.
What do you mean
Okay.
the sun's already down?
Right. What else? What else is there?
I don't know.
I think that's pretty much...
I think that's it.
Imagine we have like our own... I love car podcasts though.
I agree.
But if we do want like 2 guests, I feel like that's going to be hard. I feel like we'd have to take this down and then like...
We would have to take this down and then we'd have to like sit like that.
Yeah.
It's okay. I feel like we can make it work.
We could. Unless we get like a room or something. Guys. There's no money coming from this.
We need a lineup.
We do need a lineup.
We need to fill the back seat.
We do.
I feel like we could do... My kids. Robbie. Emma. Hannah. Robbie, Emma, Jazzy. Yes.
That'd be insane. I actually have no children.
I don't know what the subject would be for that, but I just want them all in the car.
I feel like... I don't know. I don't know who I'd have on the podcast, honestly.
I don't know either. We'll
Our moms. Wouldn't that be so interesting?
It would be interesting, but I don't know what we would talk to them about.
I don't know.
We would talk to my mom about like futures, like careers and stuff.
Yes.
Guys, one thing about my mother, she is a dedicated worker, sister. Like, she's locked in.
Yes. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
This is a short episode, guys.
This is a short episode.
This is just to wrap up our first season of the podcast. We're not done. Like I said 2 minutes ago.
Season 2.
When I said we're canceling.
We have different seasons.
Yes. Season 1 was love. Season 2, which
self.
Yes. I think that's fire.
It's time to say goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
No podcast for 5 months. That's scary. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, there are
We're zooming.
Guys, stop.
That's
I'm
also
scared.
something I love about the podcast. It's so real because there's so many.
Yeah,
people
we
that
don't
just come
edit
by.
these either.
We don't.
That's a thing that will stay with us in 2025. We will never edit these.
No editing.
The only time we've ever edited one was when she name dropped, and she had to edit it because I wasn't gonna.
And I've never done that again. I've never done that.
She learned very quickly, and I've never once name dropped.
She's very good at that.
I keep it undercover. Living my life on red alert. Anyways,
we gotta wrap it up.
Okay.
Season 1.
All done.
That's
it. Cut.
I'm like, no, I don't want to end the episode. Anyways, we will see you guys in the summertime. Season 2, episode 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? I don't know.
We're gonna try to get at least 2 episodes out.
Let's do it. We will do it.
Yes.
It'll be so much fun.
Okay. Because your summer break is longer than mine. And the beginning of school is not hard.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can do it.
Yeah, we can. We can.
And
we
I'll be able, guys, my goal for this year is to film a podcast episode in my car.
Yes!
I'm going to be driving in summer. We're going to switch locations.
Yes, we're going to switch
I'm going to be in the driver's seat. Yes!
That would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. That's going to be such a shift.
Coming in 6 months, though. So I got my permit 3 days ago. Not 3 days ago, but like 2 weeks ago, I think.
2025. And guess what? We're in 2025.
Yeah.
So it's like we're already there.
Yeah. So look forward to it. Get excited.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.